Hello all. Recently, India had successfully demonstrated our strategic power and our defense capabilities by successfully testing the Mission Divyastra. And what is Mission Divyastra? And it is nothing but our successful test of our 𝐏𝐸-5 missile with MIRV technology. So you might be wondering, what is MIRV technology? MIRV technology is one of the most sophisticated missile technologies which is currently in existence in the world. It is multiple, independently targetable, reusable vehicle, which means once when we fire a ballistic missile and during its trajectory, this single missile could be used to target multiple locations around the world. That is, by using a single missile itself, we can easily target many of our enemy areas. And this is a very strategic technology which is currently necessary for India. With respect to MIRV technology, currently few of the nations like America, Russia, France, China possess. And now India is part of that elite club where we also possess that most advanced technology. Before going on to the contents of the MIRV technology, now we can look at the aspects of our 𝐼𝐸-5 mission. Actually, 𝐼𝐸-5 missile is part of the IGMDP program of India, that is Integrated Guided Missile Development Program of the DRDO. And through this mission, what we have aimed is increasing our defense capability, relying less on foreign nations for importing our missiles, and through that way improving our strategic might. And 𝐼𝐸 is part of this IGMDP program, in which 𝐼𝐸 is mainly focusing on the long range missiles which is nuclear capable. And our recently tested 𝐼𝐸-5 missile is an IRBM, that is intermediate range ballistic missile, which is having a capability of attacking a target which is around 5,000 kilometers away. And our next aim is to achieve the ICBM, that is intercontinental ballistic missile capabilities. Now let us look into the other details of 𝐼𝐸-5 missile. With respect to 𝐼𝐸-5 missile, one of the most important aspects is that it is nuclear capable, which means the warhead which we can use at this particular missile can not just be conventional warheads, but we can also use nuclear warheads. And with this capability, India is increasing our defense might. And with respect to 𝐼𝐸-5, its range I have already said is that it is around 5,000 kilometers, which means most of the enemy targets around 5,000 kilometers, that is covering the entire Asian continent, we can use the 𝐼𝐸-5 missile. And 𝐼𝐸-5 is a 3-stage solid fuel rocket. And with the addition of the MIRV technology, we can now increase our capabilities while using 𝐼𝐸-5. Now let us look into the advantages of the MIRV technology. And as we have already looked into the details, MIRV is using the technology of targeting multiple locations, which means once when it is given into the trajectory position, by that position the missile could target the different locations on its way. And using this particular aspect, the first advantage is that multiple enemy targets could be destroyed at the same time. That is the first advantage. Then the next most important advantage of the MIRV technology is to evade from the enemy's radar and evade from the enemy's anti-missile guidance systems. That is, most of the nations, even including India, have anti-missile systems and sophisticated surveillance radar systems. And they are always checking whether any of the nations are launching an attack on us. Similarly, these mechanisms of other nations could be fooled by using the MIRV technology. Let us look how we are doing that. When a missile is launched into its trajectory, the anti-missile guidance systems of the other nations, what they do is that they calculate the points in which the trajectory could be moving. The object could be moving in a particular trajectory, and they could calculate the trajectory motion of this particular missile. And it is by this method anti-missile guidance systems and radars are protecting the nations. But in the MIRV technology, as one single trajectory can be used to attack different locations around the world, it will be difficult for the anti-missile systems to track where this particular missile is going. So in that way, we can fool the defense system of other nations. one most important other advantage of the MIRV technology is that we can use more than one nuclear warhead in a single missile, and with that method what we can do is our nuclear doctrine of minimum deterrence could be ensured. But these advantages also comes with different disadvantages. The first one is that the nuclear warhead which we are using in an MIRV technology will be comparatively smaller to the already using larger ones. That is, in a single missile itself, instead of using a single warhead, if you are using more than one warhead, what will happen? Obviously, the size of one warhead will be comparatively less, which means the amount of impact which we can cause on the enemy territory will be comparatively less when we compare to normal missiles. That is the first disadvantage. The second disadvantage is that as we are focusing more on targeting more than one locations, our radar system and also the tracking system of the missile should be more sophisticated, which means we need to invest more on technology, and the cost of production of one missile with MIRV technology will be much higher when we are comparing it with the other normal missiles. Another disadvantage is that the weight of the missile should be reduced to use this particular technology, because the MIRV technology system also adds up the weight to the missile. So the weight of the warhead should be reduced to compensate the weight of the MIRV missiles. So with the current successful launch of our Agni-5 missile with MIRV technology, India had showcased our capabilities in our science and technology advances. And also, considering the recent successful usage of our Pushpak reusable launch vehicle, we are again showing that our capabilities are increasing not just in the defense sector but also in our space sector. And by this, what we can understand is that India as a multinational power, as a defense giant, as a space power, we are moving forward towards the future. And with that, our journey to become the giant power in our Amrit Kaal, we are going very close to it. Thank you.
Amrita IAS Academy.